Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. Well, tonight we are bringing you team coverage from across the region. Our Kyle Simchuk spoke with experts about how to stay safe during this latest wave of winter weather. And our KREM 2 storm tracker is monitoring those current road conditions because it is getting slippery. First, though, we want to turn to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo. He's in the Weather Center tonight tracking the forecast. Jeremy, what can you share about what's still to come?
Well, right now we are still looking at a little more snow, and that snow is going to continue to come down here for the next couple of hours. Our winter weather advisory in Spokane runs until 7 p.m. Winter storm warnings for North Idaho, those will go through the night, so just be ready for those. They expire at 4 a.m. Wednesday. Still tracking a little bit of snow, now tapering off across the region. We'll watch the snow continue to wind down here in eastern Washington and North Idaho. As it does so, the cold air funnels in back behind it. Notice a little bit of a wintry mix possible in southern portions of Whitman County, down through the Lewis and Clark Valley. As that moves out, we dry out across the region, and notice the wind particles moving through. Basically what that's saying is it is going to get windy, and coming out of the north and northeast, temperatures are going to drop. Right now we sit in the teens pretty widespread across the region after being up near 20 earlier today. Next few, nothing but cold. 3 degrees for a low tomorrow morning. We will see 8 degrees below zero likely Thursday morning, but look at Thursday afternoon and Friday morning. 8. It is likely our high temperature on Thursday happens at midnight as we head into Friday. That's really how this one's going to work. But because of that, we're talking some serious cold. Wind chills 20 to 30 degrees below zero. For that reason, we have wind chill warnings in effect for Wednesday and Thursday. Just keep a quick eye on it. Notice Wednesday morning, we're waking up to feels like temperatures well below zero across much of the region. It is likely below zero as you make your way up to Deer Park, Colville, Omak, and Republic. We'll talk Thursday, which is looking even colder, coming up in just a bit.
All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. And it's not just the snow that is causing problems. How cold it is causing everything to freeze and just be extremely slippery. So we want to track those road conditions right now in our KREM 2 storm tracker out on the roads right now after we have been hit with another round of snow and very cold conditions. We now know the city of Spokane has called for the third all-city plow of the season. According to city leaders, of course, their focus right now is the arterials. They're plowing those as we speak. Those will continue to be plowed and treated throughout the night. Crews will then move on to the neighborhoods, and the city is expecting that full plow to take about 3 days, so do be patient. But this is the scene on I-90 right now. You can see it's mostly clear, but it is very slippery. We've gotten word of some crashes. We know of at least one at Thor Freya that has caused some backups. We also know that this is right near 195, so the roads are very slick, even if there isn't necessarily a lot of snow on the roadways. Do be careful because it's not going to be doing any melting anytime soon. And as we continue our winter weather coverage, the cold can be incredibly dangerous at this point. So we want to send things out to our KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk to learn a little more about how people can truly stay safer during these conditions. Kyle?
Well, yeah, Whitney, these cold temperatures aren't just uncomfortable, they can be deadly. We're talking about the risk of frostbite and hypothermia. And the Spokane Fire Department says they're already seeing an increase in these weather-related calls. Fire Chief Brian Schaefer told me that they're stopping to check on every single person they see camping or sleeping in public to try to get them into a shelter or someplace warmer. But as we saw today, not everyone accepts that offer to get some warmth. We followed fire crews to Emerson Park in North Spokane. Concerned neighbors there said a homeless man with no legs had set up camp under a playground. That man told us he lost his legs to frostbite years ago, and people have been bringing him blankets and hot water. He told us he feels safer outside, even in these cold temps, in the cold rather than in a shelter.
We've seen a profound increase in our overall response volume, but even the environmental calls for people that are taking refuge in doorways and under loading docks and trying to start fires to stay warm. And I would expect those to increase over the next hours and days. When it drops below zero, even 30 minutes can be critical.
And we also talked to a nurse practitioner about young children being out in cold temperatures. Kim Resliff of Centennial Pediatrics says since kids are smaller than adults, they can suffer frostbite and hypothermia more quickly. She said that children should not be outdoors at all when temperatures drop below -15 degrees. Whitney?
Goodness. All right, Kyle, thank you very much. And the passes are also expected just to get slammed with heavy snow all week long, so it's not just today. Right now on Snoqualmie Pass, it is closed in both directions. That happened because of multiple spinouts and very poor driving conditions earlier today. WashDOT says they don't have any estimate for when it will reopen. And Stevens Pass is also closed in both directions right now after several collisions out on the roadways. And again, no estimate for when it will reopen. As we take a look at 4th of July and lookout passes, the Idaho Department of Transportation is reporting snow and slick conditions, but no restrictions in place right now. And the west side of Washington also seeing snow. The North Sound got quite a few inches actually. In Clallam County, our Seattle sister station tells us they have at least 6 inches on the ground now. And this is from Mount Vernon. The roads were covered in some areas, made for a pretty dicey commute for a lot of people who aren't necessarily used to driving in so much snow. The WashDOT officials say the snow and ice will be around for a while, even over on the west side, until things can start to warm up. Coming up here in about 30 minutes here on KREM 2, we'll learn how today's snow is also taking a toll on holiday travel. But do expect extra delays as you travel home for the holidays, no matter how you're traveling. This week, WashDOT released its holiday travel charts showing the best and the worst times to try and hit the roads. So if you are traveling on I-90 going over Snoqualmie Pass, expect heavy traffic leading up to the weekend. The worst traffic congestion is expected on Monday. But again, keep in mind, this could very well change because of those pass closures. If you're traveling between Stevens and Skykomish, you can also expect heavy congestion on Friday. Again, the busiest day for traffic on the passes also going to be on Monday. WashDOT asking travelers to plan ahead to save some time and frustration. And earlier this month, we reported to you that plows have been hit by multiple cars at least 3 times already this season here in Washington. So just a few quick reminders now on how to drive safely near a plow. First of all, give it tons of room. If you think you are far back enough, maybe give it a little more room. You should avoid passing or tailgating, obviously. Watch out for that cloud of snow or that water spray that the plows create. That can then block your own vision and sight of the road. And with more snow falling across the inland Northwest, the city of Spokane is reminding people not to dial 311 for help with snow removal. Not right now. The city shared that crews are absolutely overwhelmed right now with the number of requests they have received for help to shovel snow. So they're encouraging people to just help each other out. Watch out for your neighbors. If they need help or if they live alone, just see if you can help them out. And we are continuing to track this winter weather because we know it's not done yet. But for the latest information and forecast, remember, you can always go to our website. Just go to krem.com. All right, switching gears to our other top story at this hour tonight, an update in the murder investigation of 4 University of Idaho students. We've got the top 3 things you need to know that have just emerged today. First, after a video was taken on the night of the murders from a downtown business, police have confirmed they have identified a man who was referenced in a security video by 2 of the victims from the night of the murder, just hours before they were killed. Police are saying that man is cooperating with their investigation. Also tonight, after an extensive search for a white Hyundai Elantra, Moscow police believe they may have found it. This one was spotted near the, we know a white Hyundai Elantra was spotted near the crime scene the night the students were killed. Police say whoever was in that car could have critical information, but investigators are now saying they are aware of a white Hyundai Elantra that has been found in Eugene, Oregon. That's the one you're seeing right there on your screen. They are now working with Eugene police to determine if it's possible that this vehicle is in any way related to this case. We will keep you posted. In the meantime, the Moscow police chief gave a full breakdown of where the investigation stands right now, so we're sharing that video with you.
So I know there's been some questions about the leadership in this investigation. What I want people to know is this is a Moscow Police Department investigation. We're utilizing the resources of the FBI and the state police, but we pick the investigators. My command team oversees this. We have 94 years of experience between us, and we're going to continue to work this case. We're going to continue to work it to the completion. We have a lot of resources that we're utilizing, but we still ask for your help. We ask for any tips that you might have, anything that you might be able to give us. We're going to take a look at those. But be assured that this investigation is the Moscow Police Department's, and I am the chief, and we're going to follow through with this and just know that from the very beginning of this, we've been a unified group, and we make decisions together, but those ultimately I stand behind at the end. I'd like to update you on our tips so far. We've received 7,600 email tips. We've received 4,300 phone tips. We've received 4,500 digital tips. All of this helps build the picture that we're trying to put together here to solve this case. What we want you to know is we appreciate all your help. We appreciate everything that you've done, but we're asking that if you have anything additional, please just send it to us through our tip line or through our email tip line. We appreciate that.
So Moscow police are now working with Eugene police in Oregon, responding to that tip about the white Hyundai Elantra. Police shared that a person was reportedly sleeping inside the vehicle at one point. At this hour, though, there's nothing further to report other than they are currently looking into it. But as the police chief just said, law enforcement looking for any additional info that could help solve this case. That tip line for Moscow police, 208-883-7180. You can also send an email to the address right there on your screen.